Alright, so I'm going to take you through juicing here. This is my signature blend. I make this 5 days a week. This blend is the reason I started growing kale and Swiss chard hydroponically. I will take you through that in a separate video because that's been a whole adventure. Most of these videos I see, they already have the setup done. I'm just going to go through what I do because that's the time that I have to put in right now. And I'll edit later if I feel necessary. So, first things first, I'm not trying to get my work dress dirty, in spite of the fact that it will get dirty at work. I did not work at Home Goods. I was in Home Goods one day, and most of the staff there have little waist aprons, and I saw this one girl, she was wearing a full-size apron, and I was like, that's a bomb apron. Where'd you, like, how'd you get it? She goes, you want one? I was like, yeah, I want one. And she went to the back and got me a Home Goods apron. So, I've used it in the kitchen ever since, and I love it. First thing I'm going to do is roll up sleeves, wash hands, and assemble the juicer. We are using the Nama J2, and I have owned several different juicers. My mother had a Champion centrifugal growing up, and then I did a fair amount of research before purchasing a Kuvings commercial CS, I think it's 700, and the Kuvings was really nice, but it was just a bit much. And then I got the Nama J2 as soon as it was available, because I had looked at it during my research, but it wasn't available yet. So I went with the Kuvings, but as soon as it came out, I switched, and I'm super, super happy about that. Unfortunately, I missed the return window on the Kuvings, so I ended up giving that to my mom, and she absolutely loves it. So that worked out well. I had a fitting come loose on the assembly of the Kuvings, and warranty support was great. They replaced it pretty much overnight at no charge. They did want information on what I had been doing, made sure I didn't wash it in the dishwasher or do anything else that could have voided the warranty. Alright, so when it comes to the juicing, I like to put the greens in first. If I were just doing one serving, I would start with half a bunch of each of these, like 100 grams pretty much of each of them. But I am juicing for a couple people today. We're taking this to some friends, which fresh juice is one of my favorite things to give to friends. Typically I will rinse, not always though. These are organic. There shouldn't be anything on them. So I take a look and make sure there are no aphids. Kale is super prone to aphids, and you check for those by looking on the underside of the leaf here, and they'll be really light green. They tend to blend in. So I look for aphids. I also look for the aphid eggs. Yeah, you want. I don't think it would kill you if you juiced them, but just the thought kind of grosses me out. So these look pretty good. Again, you want to load the juicer from least dense to most dense items. I have this, it's tough to see it because of where you are, but I have this over the sink dish strainer, which I am obsessed with. Aside from my Chris and Chris chopping block with the pig snout here, that is the best addition that I have gotten to the kitchen. That's going to need to be washed off now. It's just utterly fantastic. Put this in. Okay, so you've got the auger in the middle, strainer basket over that. That goes inside the piece with the rubber wings. That sits inside of your base housing. This stuff is pretty foolproof. There's only one way it can fit together, and I love that. The only thing I don't like about the Nama J2 is that it's not dishwasher safe. But, I don't know. I love the product that this makes. I would really love it if they made a commercial version. Obviously, this is a household rated version, so theoretically, you can't scale and sell the product that you're making with it. So I'd love for them to come out with a commercial version. It is an exceptional piece of equipment. You'll see how quiet it is here in a minute. I do want you to be able to see the juice coming out, so let's turn this so that you're going to be able to see that. Okay. All right. So, having checked through the kale, the Nama J website and instruction videos will tell you to roll up the greens, and what they demo by that is literally roll them up like this. But in my experience, that doesn't work quite as well. You still get strings in the juicer. And that's probably just due to the quantity that I'm putting through. I don't think most users are doing as many greens as I do. But also rolling them up one at a time or in bunches is more work than just this quick chop. So I just do the chop. Okay. And we start with the least dense stuff. And the really nice thing, the biggest selling point for this is that you don't have to keep feeding it. This what do you call it? Hopper? You call it the hopper. That's what they say. The hopper holds enough that you've got a few minutes to go do something else while it's running. We'll cover cleanup after, but the cleanup is also exceptional. It says not to fill it past the fill line, which is about right here. I do all the time. Who knows if I'm going to kill this thing? Okay, so I'm going to start that out. And then we're going to get my chard going. Chard looks good, nice and clean. These are a touch wilted. Normally I store my greens in the fridge in their individual drawers, layered with damp towels or paper towels. Occasionally I'll spray those with vinegar just to keep them fresh. Can't quite put that in yet. The greens, you'll notice it takes a bit for the juice to start coming out. It's a relatively low water content compared to the other vegetables. So let's go through these. These look pretty good. I guess it would be nice if I had the camera over my shoulder, huh? To really see what I was doing. But then, like, you'd see all of it. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes I will save the pulp from juicing to make bone broth. Okay, there we go. Okay, just gonna flip it off and reload. Especially with the greens, I like to keep a decent amount of downward pressure. Otherwise, it can tend to get caught. And hear that? If you hear that, a quick reversal, it's got a knob on the front, is all you need to get it running again. The Kuvings does also have the reversal feature. I went down to see my mom for the first time since sending her that juicer, and she hadn't actually used it yet, which shocked me because the day I got it, I was like running home from work to unbox it and see how it went, and she wasn't like that. She wanted the demo. So that was the first time it really occurred to me that there are people like that who won't use something until they've had a tutorial. Which made me think, okay, yeah, we really need to give more information on these products. Okay. Put all that stuff in. All right, let's get out some of our root vegetables. Here we have ginger. I usually use, if I want it to be palatable for other people, I will use a thumb-sized piece of ginger per serving. Um, if I'm making it just for myself, I'll use probably a chunk like this per serving. Since this is going to be close to 3 servings, I'm going to put in this whole chunk, and since I'm giving some to friends, we'll do these 2 chunks. That's good. And we'll throw this back in the fridge. Okay. Get my cucumbers, celery, peppers. I went to a Costco in a different area this week, and I could not believe how different the Costco was. They are entirely catering to the demographic right around that region, which I think is awesome. I'm not saying that's an issue. Okay. You know what I forgot? Parsley. It's kind of a bummer. The parsley gives a really nice flavor to this. Oh well. I don't know. Maybe I've got some in my, no I don't. That's a bummer. You could just throw the whole bell pepper in there, by the way. I might just do that today. I might just do that. I think I shall. Lemon? The lemon is easy to forget, so let me just get on that. I would typically do a half lemon for 1 serving. So we'll do, or I'm sorry, a quarter lemon for 1 serving. So we'll do a half for this. Particularly if the lemon is quite ripe, the flavor can be strong. Getting a consistent flavor profile is difficult because of the variation in the produce. This is a nice lemon. That's one of the things I like most about growing my own chard and kale. Pig snout, check it out. All right, that'll go. I actually will use this to clean the chopping board when I'm done. To deodorize the chopping board when I'm done. Okay. The celery and cucumber are not something I always add. If again, I like to use the celery and cucumber both to clean out the juicer at the end and to thin out the juice if I'm sharing it with other people because it makes it more palatable. Just greens and root vegetables can be, it's an acquired taste. Make your skin glow though. Okay, I could juice those, but there's a bit of dirt on them, so we're not gonna. Alright, I like to put the celery through last because it's such a great clean. So we're gonna leave that. Let's turn this off. Let's put in my bell pepper. We're getting a little clog here. It's tough to do as many greens as I do without getting just a little bit of... That needs the pusher. This did come with a pusher, which is handy. I don't need to use it much. There we go. Woo! Yay! It's quick. Alright. Put this back away. Alright. We are looking for beets. I thought I got beets. I know I got beets. There we are. I sure did. I only got 2 apparently. I'm going to need them both. But I did get them. Ah, there we are. I love these containers. I forget who makes these. I'll definitely want to let you know because they are utterly fantastic. Um, Sweet potato can go through now. Just a little bit of oxidation on the end. Again, I make it just a little different when I'm sharing with other people because I don't want their first experience with fresh juice to be disgusting. And frankly, the more disgusting it is, the better it is for you. How are we doing over there? It's getting pretty full. I might need to strain it. I also won't strain it when I'm just drinking it for myself. Alright, now we're going to put in the turmeric. Because this is like 3 servings, I'll do this whole piece of turmeric. But I would probably only do a pinky-sized piece of turmeric if it were 1 serving. Yeah, we're going to have to strain it. It's okay. Pretty sure y'all want to see the straining process anyway, right? Thin that out with the cucumber again. Put those down there. Actually, we'll strain it into this today. This'll work. Okay, so I'm going to shut that off. It's nice that it has that valve. You can see the beet juice coming in here, a little bit of the sweet potato. You can see all that foam on top. I love the foam on top. But I have learned that most people do not find it palatable. So we strain. Okay. Alright. Turn that off real quick. Yeah, so the only thing I haven't gotten is cucumber and celery. We got the lemon, turmeric, ginger, greens. You can peel the cucumber. I think I will today, actually. I do not usually peel the cucumber, but if it's not a good cucumber, the skin can be bitter and change the flavor of the juice. And since this is, like I said, again, being shared, we'll just take care of that. I'm obsessed with this pig snout. I knew I was going to be obsessed with it before I bought it. That's my favorite kind of purchase, is where you look at it, you know it's going to be perfect because you did all the research. And then it shows up, and yep, sure enough, it's a staple in your routine. All right. There we go. And then I kind of want to let's get some more of that through. It's a lot to waste. I'll bring you in closer when I clean up. Such a great clean out with the celery. I've always considered that what vegetables do to the juicer is what they do to your body. I want you to be able to see. Can you see so the pulp really changes texture there. By the way, with every juicer I've ever owned, I have experimented with putting the pulp back through to see if you could get more out. That does not work well with this machine. Do not recommend it. It'll just cause a huge mess and clogs. It does work well with a centrifugal juicer. It was okay with the Kuvings as long as you could push it through adequately. And you'll sort of hear when it stops grinding. day. I just want to be done. Okay. Alrighty. So then this is substantially thinner. Okay. Gonna load my baby up. I hate throwing out the pulp. I do like saving it for the bone broth. I need to find some other things to use it for. Right now the bone broth is the only one. So if you have any ideas on the pulp, holler. Okay. Alright, we're gonna let that keep dripping. I do like to bottle this or drink it within 10 minutes of making, but I would like that to drain a little more. Alright. This, I don't know if you can see. Let's make it so you can see. This unlatches, so then you can clean out the chute where the pulp sits, which is just so handy. That is not a feature I've seen on a lot of other juicers. Okay, so we'll do like that, and then I make sure we have all the drips out of here. Close that back up, take the top off. The lid usually doesn't have anything in it, so I put that straight to rinse. This doesn't usually have much in it, but I'll do a quick scrape. I don't have a garbage disposal, so the less pulp I have to tap out of my sink, the better. I will pull the auger out and clean around the base of the auger with my hand, especially when you put the celery through last. It's not bad at all. Okay. Let me pull the basket out. Okay, and the basket will usually have some stuck in the hole here. So I will fish that out and then do a quick pull through of the inside. And then this usually doesn't have much in it at all. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. How's that dripping doing? Okay. Alright, and then I like to clean these with my brush. This came with some brushes, and they do a good job. They're handy. But I don't like picking up 10 different brushes. So if I need a very deep clean, like if after I did a marinade day, occasionally I will juice just the ginger and turmeric. I use the ginger and turmeric pulp dehydrated to make my chocolates, and I use the juice to make meat marinade sauces, salad dressings, stuff like that. The auger has a central ring that usually requires a once around with a hard utensil to get the pulp out. Other than that, it's a quick scrub with the brush. On the support website, they say to dry it as soon as you're done washing it, but like the juicing is already, and admittedly, you know, it's not a long time considering the juicing is already like a half-hour routine. Okay. Lift those up. Like, so I don't always get all the way in here, or in the spout piece, but today we will. I should have moved you closer, I'm sorry. I just want to get this done. Alright, there's that. I have left the juicer sit dirty before. I'm not proud to admit it. It's always cleaned out okay. It's, all right. Okay. That's all good. All right. Okay, and then I just tap the pulp out of my strainer. I love these under the sink trash cans, by the way. I was looking at some pull-out trash cans. You know, the pull-out trash can's great, but it's like $100, and then you got to install it. And it takes up the whole half of under the counter. So the money, the time putting it in, then you move, you have to take it out. This just hooks on right over the door, and it's really all that I need. I'm only need it there to clean out the sink. Wait till I have a garbage disposal, I won't need any of that. Okay. It smells pretty good. There's a fair amount of juice left. There we go. There we go. Now it's getting down to just the sticky, just the pulp. Which is a very interesting consistency. All right. Now, I've been doing this for, 6 months now? And I finally gotten to the point where I pretty much don't get anything on the floor. But man, that took practice. Okay, we'll toss those in dish. All right, let's bottle this baby up. I have different kind of bottles here. For other people, I usually do the smaller size because it's less intimidating. I drink one of those per day. Pretty much perfect. So one of these is, or two of the little ones is one of the large ones. So I got pretty close on the serving size. I always know I have juice on my nose. In spite of the celery and cucumber, this is quite pungent. Quite pungent. All right, two baby ones, one big one. I mean, that was juicing, including consumption and cleanup. I'm not sure how long this was, but it started around 9, 9:30. I think that was half an hour, and I wasn't rushing. And there's extra. It's pretty good. If only I could juice while I was on the Stairmaster. Excuse me. I will have the rest of that for lunch. These two I will take with me and gift them. And then I also have something I'm going to take with me. So I'm going to show you these separated because I find this utterly fascinating. Okay, this is my homemade nut milk a day after I've made it. And you can see how it's separated out pretty thoroughly. And then it recombines just perfectly. All right. The amount of emulsifiers and additives in manufacturing that's required to create a perfectly homogeneous nut milk that doesn't separate. I don't know exactly what all would go into that. All I know is the separation is very natural. It doesn't affect the taste. It recombines beautifully. And I would love for the public to understand that and embrace it. Um, I just can't imagine that everything that goes into creating that even, stable mixture that lasts for months, by the way, um, is good for you. Just love my milk. That's all. All right. So now I'm going to print out some labels for these and we'll call it good. Thanks for watching. It is always a pleasure.